Hi, my name is Lindsay Erickson. I'm a family nurse practitioner student at Spring Arbor University. This is my husband, James Erickson, and I will be using him for our interview today. So James, today we're talking about things that we would like to change about ourselves. The topic at hand is that we would talk about something that you personally want to change about yourself, and I'm going to try to help walk you through that. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what is it that brings you in to talk about change today?
I'd like to reduce the amount of caffeine that I drink.
Okay. And what kinds of caffeine do you drink?
Mostly coffee.
Okay. How much coffee would you say that you drink in a day?
Somewhere between 4 and 5 cups.
Okay.
At most days.
Okay. How much is a cup to you? Is it just a natural small coffee cup? A
Yeah.
tumbler?
Yeah.
A tumbler? A coffee cup?
I'm sorry, the first one.
Coffee
the
cup.
coffee cup.
Okay. And what makes you want to change that?
I've heard that the amount of caffeine that I drink is not suggested long term.
True. The recommended dose of caffeine per day is 280 milligrams, so that's right. What makes you think that you are able to change this? And what I mean by that is, do you feel like you have the proper tools and the proper knowledge to be able to create that kind of change?
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain that to me?
Sure. The easiest way to change a habit is to do it one step at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And to gradually make changes, and those changes are more likely to last than it is to, say, cut cold turkey.
Okay.
I can think of many different ways that I could go about it and probably accomplish it.
Okay.
I actually have already taken a step by not drinking soda that much on the regular, like not buying it at the grocery store.
Okay.
And that's good for sugar intake as well as caffeine.
That's true, because oftentimes when we make our coffee, we add sugar or creamers or other things to it.
And most of the time I drink it black.
Well, that's good.
Which is good. Still have the caffeine.
That's true. So let's rate it 0 to 10. So 0 being completely unable with your skills and knowledge, to 10 being completely able, skills and knowledge. Where would you say that you fall on that line?
I'd say a 9.
A 9? Like, you have the skills, you have the knowledge. What keeps you from being a 10?
Pace of life.
Okay.
Skills and knowledge definitely feel able to, and the knowledge and knowing what to do and to make the change. It's just a matter of changing habits and being willing to get less done in a day.
Okay.
For my own personal health.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you say is that coffee kind of helps you extend your day by the intake of caffeine.
Yes, I'm able to either stay awake after I wake up early, or stay awake if I stay up later. And that lets me get more done.
Okay.
Within reason.
Okay.
Making sure you get a baseline number of hours. If you don't get those, then you're really going to be hurting. But usually I get about 6 hours at night.
Okay. Would you say that coffee takes away from that time of sleeping? Like, you drank so much coffee throughout the day that you're too amped to go to sleep at night. Like, you're not able to get rested.
I can say, praise the Lord, that I am still able to go to sleep, regardless of how much caffeine I drink.
Okay.
When I didn't drink caffeine as a boy, a different pace of life, different time of life. But I remember waking up and feeling completely rested, and nostalgic about that feeling, because it's nice when you wake up, you're just ready for the day.
Sure.
It doesn't happen lately.
Sure. So what I'm hearing from you is that throughout the day, you're drinking 4 or 5 cups of coffee throughout the day, and then at night you're not getting rested.
The sleep could be better. I wake up and I'll feel thirsty.
Okay.
And I'll take a drink from the water bottle that's by my bed. And I can remember before I drank lots of coffee or caffeine, that I would rarely wake up in the middle of the night.
Okay. So let's talk about maybe your reasons why you would like to give up coffee. Like, let's pick a why, because we know that change doesn't happen unless we have a why. So let's pick our why.
Okay. Health?
Just overall general health?
Yeah.
Okay. On a 0 to 10 scale, 0 being completely unhealthy to 10 being as healthy as it gets, where would you say that you fall on the line?
Probably 7.
Okay. So room for improvement, but you're not below a 5, which means you're doing better than average.
Right. I generally eat well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't intake a lot of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
And I eat primarily veggies with every meal, protein, and a mix of either a carb or a fat, depending on the meal of the day.
Okay.
And I drink a lot of water. I get regular exercise. I do not get enough sleep.
Okay. So that's what brings you
And
down to maybe that 7 area?
And I have the discomforts of growing older.
Okay. So joint pain possibly down the road.
And we all have our problems.
Mm-hmm.
But for the sake of conditions ailing me, there's not much. It's just naturally of getting older and small, minor things.
Okay. All right. So suppose that you did decide to give up the change in caffeine, like quit cold turkey right now. How would your life be different in 5 years?
I imagine my sleep would probably be improved.
Mm-hmm.
There's potential that I would feel more rested during the day.
Mm-hmm.
And the hours that I was awake might be happier or more productive.
Okay.
And perhaps the negative effects of having too much caffeine wouldn't be present.
Okay.
I'm not sure fully what all of those are, but I'd be able to still potentially have decaf coffee.
Very true. Very true. All right. So let's imagine in 5 years that you were able to give, or you weren't able to give up caffeine. How would your
Mm-hmm.
life be different then?
In 5 years, I don't know. Hard to say if it would be any different than it is now.
Mm-hmm.
there's potential that the negative effects have continued to worsen.
Mm-hmm. So I can tell you that some of the negative effects of caffeine is a decrease in alertness, a decrease in cognitive function. You could have increasing headaches and anxiety. You could be triggering dysrhythmias in your heart. That's an irregular heartbeat. You could decrease your insulin resistance, and you could increase not only constipation, but you could develop palpitations, tremors, and other things, gastrointestinal problems, ulcers, different things like that. So the benefits to risk of reducing your caffeine intake and your coffee intake is pretty significant. In 5 years, we know that as we get older, our body systems change, and so we want to prolong the health of those body systems for as long as we can. So decreasing the amount of coffee that you have in a day could only help benefit those body systems. So after we've discussed maybe like the positives and the negatives of what we've decided is a decrease in caffeine intake, let's rate your readiness. So if I could give you a 0 being not ready at all, can't do it today, 10 being I'm ready right now to implement a plan, where would you say you are?
Probably an 8.
Okay, what keeps you from being a 9 or a 10?
My work ethic.
Okay.
After working all day
Mm-hmm.
and getting the kids ready for bed and my own stuff ready for tomorrow, I'll often put aside personal time to sit down and do more work or side things to be able to do or be more useful in my job.
Okay.
So I am the son of a workaholic,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of that is ingrained.
Sure. Well, what if we could implement a plan? You and I come up with a plan together of how to take those baby steps. If we could build the plan where week to week you make a small change that over time gets you the result that you want. Given that tool, there's a plan that you can be accountable to me. Maybe we follow up in a month on how you are on the plan. Do you think maybe that would help you be a 9 or maybe a 10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's always good to have a buddy.
Always good to have a buddy. All right, well, I think that that's what we should do. I think the follow-up to this conversation is let's sit down and make a plan, and then you and I follow up in 1 month, and I'll see where you are with your plan, how well we're doing. Sound like a good idea?
Yes.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time, and I'll let you get back to your activities for the day.